Hey everybody, how you doing? Listen, I want to make sure that I'm not messing up in my thinking. Um, this is a PSA, not a public service announcement. This is a parent service announcement. And can I say that again? This is not a public service announcement. This is a parent service announcement. I remember when I was growing up that um, when my parents was talking to other adults, we as children was not allowed to be around the adults when they were talking. We already knew. My cousins and I already knew that when the aunties were talking or grown-ups were talking in the room, that you had to go to another room or you had to take your behind outside. One way or another, either it was the room or outside. In other words, you had to get out the area for where they were at talking. We was not allowed to be in grown folks' business and be around grown folks when they were talking. And this generation I'm looking at of parents, it's like now the kids are involved in adult conversations, and these kids are having adult conversations because they're around adults with their conversations, and they're speaking as if they are adults. And you're watching this generation of children that have had children um, that are still wanting to act like children and not be responsible for the children that they have. And their children are sitting in the same area while they're talking, having adult conversation. Then they wonder why or how their children are saying adult things. When I was growing up, that didn't happen. I don't know about you. I mean, do I have any witnesses out there? We couldn't be around like that. If you were standing around in an adult conversation, you probably got your behind whooped or slapped over somewhere because you were just told one time and one time only to get out of here, and you had to go. Matter of fact, let me just bring it even clearer. You already knew if your parents, drop something. If your parents was having company coming over, you already knew the routine. Go in your room, close the door, turn your TV up where you can't hear what they're talking about. Go outside in the backyard, front yard, and play wherever you lived at. And in my house, sometimes we went down in the basement just so we wouldn't be around that adult conversation. We already knew the routine. My auntie coming over, our aunties, uncles, whoever it was coming over, we already knew. When they got to the house, we had to beat feet. We had to go somewhere else, go in a room, go upstairs, go downstairs, go outside. That's what we had to do. The Bible says in Proverbs, the 22nd chapter, verse 6, book Proverbs 22. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart. This was part of the training that we had when we was younger, that when someone came over that was an adult, you as the child already knew because you was taught to get out the area, go somewhere else. You wasn't allowed to have you wasn't talking like an adult, because if you start talking like an adult, you got treated like an adult. You wonder why these children right now are cussing and everything else, because they're around adult conversation, listening to parents, PSA, parent service announcement. Listen to the parents cussing and everything else, and now they're cussing. You can't punish that child for cussing. You can if you want to, but the truth of the matter is, you're teaching that child how to cuss, because they're seeing and listening to you cuss. They're seeing and listening to you. They're watching you drink. They're watching you party. They're watching you do every single thing in this world, and you wonder where they're getting it from. They're getting it from you. You're the one that's training that child how to be something that they are not qualified or have the capacity to be. They're not an adult. I was always told as a child, your child, stay in a child's place. When do you have children telling adults or telling the parents what they should do, how they should act, what they should cook, how they should clean? That was not happening when I was growing up. You already knew as a child, You was the one that was cleaning or washing dishes. You was the one that's going outside picking the weeds from from between the fence. You was the one that was out there cutting the grass. You was the one that was out there taking the trash out on whatever day your trash came. You was the one that when it had spring cleaning that you had to clean the baseboards, you had to clean the house from top to bottom. You was the one that was throwing everything old that was out because you was the child. And when the parents spoke, that's exactly what it was. You did exactly what the parents told you to do, not the child telling the parents what to do. Because I know good and well if I told my daddy and mama what they should be doing, I already knew I've been put through a wall. I remember one time my daddy, I was upstairs watching TV, and my daddy asked me, he opened the door and he said, Sean, why you didn't take the trash out? Me, in my mind at that time, because he was disturbing my TV time, I yelled back down them stairs and yelled because I just didn't. Did you hear what I said? Parent service announcement. I said because I just didn't. And that he didn't say nothing. I laid there like I was big and bad. That next morning I got to go to school. Parent service announcement. My daddy didn't get me then, but that time when I got ready to go to school, my daddy simply said, he said, come in for me, I want to talk to you. I'm like, hey, it's normal to me. You know, daddy want to talk. Daddy said, come in the bathroom. He said, come in the bathroom. Oh, I knew something. Anytime my daddy said, come in the bathroom, you already knew that something was about to go down. Didn't know what it was. Something about, like, I'm thinking now, what just happened? The reason daddy want me to come into the bathroom, because I know when you go into the bathroom, it ain't nothing good that's gonna happen in there. My daddy, he said, come here, I want to talk to you. We went. He said, come in the bathroom. I'm going through my. I'm trying to figure out what happened. I didn't do anything wrong. My daddy said, you remember last night you told me because you just didn't. When I asked you why did you take the trash out, and you said because you just didn't. And I said, yes, sir. And automatically, yes, sir. Automatically was taught already. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. These kids today, yeah, you would got slapped in the mouth, slapped over, saying yeah, to my parents. That didn't happen. We were trained, taught to be respectful. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. With no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And I said, yes, sir. He said, well, you about to get this whooping just because you just didn't. And my daddy lit me up right then and there, right before school. And I had to go to the bus stop with tears in my eyes. And after he whooped me, he said, now go take that trash out like I asked you last night. Why didn't you do it? I went and got that trash out, any other trash that I found, took that trash out. Trust me, never again did I ever say just because. I just didn't. Because I knew my daddy was not playing. I don't know about these kids these days. The parents tell the child what to do, and the child say, no, I'm watching TV. What? I'm watching TV? My daddy and mama would have snatched my bones from my skin. Would have took the TV, threw the TV outside, and then probably threw me out there with it. What? You watching TV and then had the nerve to tell you to leave you alone? Ain't no way in the world that I would have told my parents I'm watching TV and leave me alone. Oh, you talking about a whooping? No, it would have been a whooping. It would have been a beating. Child protective agents couldn't do nothing about it. These kids these days tell the parents what they ain't gonna do, and the parents, oh, okay, all right. Oh well, he or she just a little upset. I'm gonna let them give him a little time. What? We didn't have no time. My daddy was a one. He had both arms. Now I'm just saying this. He was a one-handed. Can take off his belt with one hand, whip it up in the air, and commence to whooping your tail with one stroke. It was one movement. Belt with hand, belt, whoop. Hand. That's the way it was. You weren't talking to my daddy like that. You weren't talking to my mama. My mama was a whole different level. My mama was a whole different level. You wanted to just talk back to her. You probably got your teeth knocked out your mouth. My daddy was a little smoother. But my mama, nah, you would have got put through the wall. You got put through the window. Then she would have came back out. I came out the house after she threw you out the window, threw you back in the house, beat your tail in the house, then threw you back out the window again, thought about it for a second or two, went back out, threw you back in the window, and beat your tail again. That wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have told my parents. It's no way in the world I would have told my parents, no, leave me alone. I'm watching TV. That wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have had no TV and you would have had your behind skinned. But these kids today tell their parents what they want to eat, when they want to eat, how they want to eat, how much they want to eat, and what they don't want to eat. What? PSA, parent service announcement, one more time. When my parents cooked, you ate what they cooked, or you wasn't eating at all. Do I got any witnesses out there? Whatever they cooked and put on that table, you ate what they cooked. You weren't going to make you no little sandwich or something different than what they cooked. You sat at that table and ate what they cooked, or you didn't eat at all. Plain and simple. They wouldn't waste no food. You wouldn't get no special treatment. You're going to eat what I cook, or you ain't eating at all. You'll go to bed without even. No, it wasn't no child abuse. It was teaching you how to be respectful, teaching you how to be thankful for what you have that's been provided for you right in front of you. To be thankful. I remember times when I was growing up, I was the slowest eater in the world. The slowest, when I say slow, I mean snail slow. Let me take that back. I mean 2 snails slow. I was slow at eating. Everybody else has been 8. My brother and sister been 8, gone about, they been playing. I'm still there eating slow. Because why? I wanted my Kool-Aid first. I wanted to drink my Kool-Aid. Had to have my Kool-Aid first. When I got done drinking that Kool-Aid, I didn't want to eat. But one day, my daddy, he sat there and looked at me. I drank my Kool-Aid, and he said, you ain't getting up from that table until you get done eating. I sat at the table about 3 hours. About 3 hours eating a plate of food. Then it got to the point where my dad said, you ain't getting no Kool-Aid until you eat. He trained me that my parents trained me because my mama took over too. See, this one of the little things right here. If one parent says something, the other parent wasn't saying nothing different. That if my daddy said something, my mama was backing him up. If my mama said something, my daddy was backing her up. It wasn't, oh, mama, I want my Kool-Aid, and then I eat my dinner, but daddy won't let me have my Kool-Aid. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. It would have been, what did your daddy say? Or what did your mama say? You go do what your mama or your daddy said. That's the way that worked. And my daddy said I would not get no Kool-Aid until I ate all my food. I learned, and he taught me that if I wanted that Kool-Aid, I had to finish my food on my plate. You wouldn't having no scraps left in the plate. No, you finished that plate. You was gonna be thankful that somebody provided food for you. Now you got kids, they won't eat the food. They eat a little nibble here, a little nibble there, and then they throw the food away. And then got the nerves to even ask their parents for something else to eat. And more likely what they want to eat is junk food. What? PSA, parent service announcement, one more time. You ain't getting no junk food. You ate the food that they prepared for your body. It wasn't no junk food. You wasn't getting no candy, you wasn't getting no cakes, you wasn't getting no pies, you wasn't getting no ice cream, you wasn't getting no cookies. You wasn't getting none of that until you ate your food. And then on top of that, when you got done eating your food, if they wanted you to have a snack, if you got permission to have a snack, you just wasn't going to get a moon pie. That wasn't happening. You weren't just going in the freezer and get some ice cream. That wasn't happening. You had to go to your parents and say, is it okay for me to have a slice of cake? Is it okay for me to get some ice cream? Is it okay for me to get some cookies? Some cookies. Nowadays, kids just go get what they want to get. That's the way they do. It's like the kids training the parents, not the parents training the kids. Kids telling parents, no, I'm going to eat my snack first before I don't want no dinner right now. I want to eat my snack. What? And then they don't want to eat because you allowed them to have junk food because they trained you on how they want to do and what you're going to do according to their will, not yours. You got kids right now that don't even know how to clean up. PSA, parent service announcement. When I grew up, you had to clean your room. You had to clean the bathroom. You had to vacuum, sweep the floor, wash the windows, wash the baseboards. Whatever it was, you had to do. You had to make up your bed. You had to hang up your clothes. You wasn't eating in the room or nothing. You ate at the kitchen table. Now you got kids that tell you, I'm not eating unless I can watch TV. What? You done got thrown through the TV to tell my parents that you weren't gonna eat unless you can watch TV. That wasn't happening. That was not happening. I don't know about this generation of kids now, or parenting skills now, or parenting that's going on. That kids are telling parents what they gonna do. Now you got kids, they're so involved with electronics, they don't even know how to go outside to enjoy themselves. To go outside and run and play. PSA, parent service announcement. You wonder why kids are lazy today? Because you're allowing them to be lazy. You're allowing them to be on their electronics, to sit up in the bed, to sit in front of the TV. How in the blankly blank you want your child sitting up there on a tablet, on a phone, and watching TV at the same time? Got 3 different things going on at the same time. A tablet, a phone, and the TV. And some even got the radio going on. That didn't happen. When I grew up, you went outside and played. Whether you had to go in the backyard, parents said, get out this house, go out and play. I don't care if you play with rocks. Make a game out some rocks. You wonder why kids are lazy now? Because the parents are allowing them to be lazy. The parents are allowing them. There's nothing wrong with the electronics. That's some good stuff. Nothing wrong with it. That's some good stuff. We didn't have electronics when I was growing up like that. That's about the biggest thing we had was Etch-a-Sketch. Anybody remember the Etch-a-Sketch? But now kids just come home, lay up in the bed, and play. Got 3 different electronics going on at one time. Just lazy. No, you came home, you did your homework. That was automatic. You did your homework before you touched anything. Now kids, nowadays, they don't even want to do homework. They want to get on their tablets and iPads and phones and watch TV before they do anything. And wonder why their intellect is not as good as it should be. No, you did your homework before you did anything else when you came home. You put your stuff up, you went and got your homework and got your homework done before you was able to go outside and do any kind of playing. That's the way it was. We appreciated every single moment because a lot of kids right now, they ain't graduated because the parents, they fell in class because parents are allowing them to be on the electronic stuff before they do anything. Get your kids out them electronics and put a book in their hands so they can read. One of our kids at school can't hardly read. Yeah, they hearing every single thing on electronics, hearing every single thing on YouTube and TikTok and everything else, and can't pick up a book to read. Don't even know how to read. They can repeat words, but can they read the words? Can I say that one more again? PSA, parent service announcement, they can repeat words, but can't read the words. Something's wrong with that picture. Don't even hardly know what 2 + 2 is. Because they're on electronic. Yeah, they can repeat it because they had heard it and seen it, but can they do it? Can they do it? That's my question to you. Can they do it? What has happened to this generation of parenting? What's going on with this generation of parents? Don't give them the foundation that the family that prays together stays together. Don't even teach your children how to be thankful for whatever that's provided for them. You ain't getting nothing from me if you can't say thank you. If you ask for something and I give it to you and I don't hear thank you afterwards, I'm texting and saying you're welcome to let you know you didn't say thank you. Because if it continues that you don't know how to say thank you, then I know how to say I ain't giving to you. It's a simple respect thing. Now you give kids stuff, they just walk off. And then you're not gonna say nothing? What I'm gonna say? What I'm gonna say? You didn't teach them how to be thankful. Parents are not teaching their kids. Parents are teaching their kids how to take. See what you can get. See what you can manipulate to get. See how much stuff you get. Not my day. You would have played with that toy until that toy broke. G.I. Joe was the first toy that had disabilities. You played with that G.I. Joe if G.I. Joe had one arm or no arms. If G.I. Joe had one leg or no legs. If G.I. Joe had no head, you still played with G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was the first toy that had a disability, that should have got a disability, because G.I. Joe got worn out. And that's the way G.I. Joe was. Do I got anybody that play with G.I. Joe? Yeah, I didn't leave the women out. Y'all had your little baby dolls and everything that y'all played with. But that baby doll, you played with that same baby doll with the little kinky hair and everything else, the little tangled up hair and everything else. If that doll got dirty, you learned how to wash that doll. If the same clothes on that, you played with that thing till the head fell off, till the arms fell off. You know how many baby dolls laying around here that we played with, and the sisters and nieces and cousins and stuff played with, that had one arm, one leg, one eye. We had one eye closed. You learn to appreciate, even when a thing was was not perfect. You learned to find something good about that toy because you were thankful that daddy and mama bought something for you. Now kids get stuff, they may play with it for a week or so, and leave it alone, and then got the nerves to ask for something else because why? They saw it on social media. They saw it on TV. I won't. No, teach your children how to be thankful. Teach your children how to be thankful. Grandparents, this is a service announcement for you too. Stop allowing your kids not to take care of their kids. If your kids are taking care of their kids and they may need a break every now and then, do it. If I get my grandkids, whichever one's allowed to come at the time, if I get them, that's on me. I am opening myself and say, let me take my grandkids. Let me take my that's on me. But stop allowing these kids, allowing your children to have children to go out and party and leave their children with you. And now you stressing, trying to take care of these children because you allowed your child to go out. And you allowed your child to bring their child and dump them off on you. Yeah, everybody need a break every now and then. Every weekend? Every other weekend? No. If they need a weekend a month, a weekend every other month, get that to them. But no, let them learn how to take care of their own children. You got some parents that won't even check on their kids, won't even call. But grandparents, You wearing yourself out trying to take care of these kids. You killing yourself, stressing. Oh, I don't want the kids to go over there. Well, we understand that, but when do you hold their parents accountable for what? For their children? My daddy said, "You lay down and have them. You take care of them." He would get them. My parents would get the grandkids when they decide they want them. Not when you decide, oh, well, I'm not going to just dump them off on it and say, I'll be back. Be back? No, you leave, you take your child with you. You going on vacation, take your child with you. Taking the kids, don't even bring clothes. Don't even have food for them. One thing I'll say about my daughter, when I get my grandson, she gonna make sure clothes with him. She gonna make sure some type of food or drink is with him. That's what she gonna make sure of. My daughter got it down packed. I'm so thankful for it. Got it down packed. That if she want to do something, she let me know way ahead of time. Daddy, I want to do this. It's okay. Can you watch Tristan for me? It's up to me then whether I say yes or no. But she gives me that time to decide whether or not. And when I give my word and say yes, then that's on me. She already got some stuff planned out. I mean, months down the road, we already got the agreement. That's on me. Anything in between that, because she may want to go party or do something, I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing. No, take your child with you. Because a lot of times she does take her child with her. But even with that, parents, PSA, watch what your child is exposed to. You can't get on your children if your children cussing and they're listening to you cuss. You can't get on your children for lying when they hear you lying or you teaching them lies. You remember back in the day when somebody would call and some of the parents like, tell the bill collector I ain't home. I ain't home. And you, oh my mama said she not home. Anybody remember that? My mama said she not home. My daddy said he not home. Your daddy said he not home. Where's he at? Oh, he right here, but he told me he not home. Or she said he not home. That wasn't my parents. My daddy took care of everything in the house. That's what he did. But you got parents that do that. Why are you mad at your child for cussing when you are sitting there cussing in front of them? You're teaching them how to cuss. You're sitting there drinking in front of them, alcohol and everything else, and you're teaching them how to drink alcohol. You're sitting in front of them smoking and everything else. You're teaching them how to smoke. You're listening to music and everything else. They got cuss words, calling women out their names, calling themselves bees and ninjas and everything else, and you wonder why they're saying it, because that's what you're training them to do. You can't get mad at them. They're only doing what you teach them. They're only doing what you show them. They're only doing what they hear and see you do. So why are you getting mad at them? I can't get mad at my children when I see them do something that they saw me do. The only thing I say, well, they got it honestly, because that's what I do. They seen me do that. They've heard me say that. So I can't get mad at them. But if it's something that I didn't do and I didn't show them, and then they do it, then I got something to say now. But don't get mad at your children when you riding around and you bumping and everything else, and you throwing up gang signs, you cussing through with the songs that they're playing, and your children are around you. They seeing you smoking weed, seeing you drinking, seeing you party, seeing you doing everything else, and then you wonder why they're doing it, because they see you doing it. They see you doing it. And now you mad when you and then when they disrespect you and tell you what they ain't gonna do, or they say something fly out their mouth to you, why are you getting mad when you taught them that? You taught them how to say them words because they heard out your mouth. You cussed at them, and so they think it's okay for them to cuss back at you. And you getting mad at them? Stop the foolishness. Grow up. PSA, whatever you teach their child is like a boomerang. It's coming back to you. Parents, this just a little PSA. I went a little bit longer than what I wanted to. I got a whole bunch I want to say about this. I may come back and say some more. But those who may see this, put some in the comments so I can read it and see what you're saying about this thing too. About this generation. Don't about teaching them and what parents are allowing to happen. You got parents out here with your children out here with kids, and they don't even take care of their kids. Don't provide food for them. Leave them in the house all by themselves, out partying and everything else. Oh, let me put this one too. This is my last one for now. PSA, parent service announcement. You got a son or a daughter. If your son see you, mama, jumping from man to man, boyfriend to boyfriend, man to man, trust me, as they get older, they're gonna see that whorish mentality. Daddy, if your daughter see you jumping from woman to woman, every time there's a different woman in there, she's gonna think that's okay. All she's gonna do is see her daddy as a dog. Yeah, they're gonna still love you, but the stuff that you implant in them, they're gonna see as a dog. Look, my daddy was more. Every time I turn around, he had a new girlfriend. Every time I turn around, my mama had a new boyfriend. And you don't understand what you're teaching them. That when they get older, all this stuff, all these seeds that you planted in them, they're gonna see it. Yeah, they're gonna love mama. But in their head, in their spirit, in their heart, they're gonna say, mama was a hoe. Daddy was a dog. Daddy was a male hoe. I still love them, but this is what you're teaching them. Stop allowing your kids to see you with multiple people. They calling everybody, oh, daddy, mama, uncle. They ain't your uncle. They ain't your daddy. I got something else to say about that too. But stop allowing your children to see you with multiple people. No, stop it. Listen, this just for now. I got a whole bunch of stuff to say, but put in the message. Give me some of your stuff that you deal with, that you think needs to happen with this generation that got these kids around here that's not really taking care of them or teaching them. You leave home and don't even call your kids to check on them. I had to tell my daughter, I don't need you calling me all the time. You calling me too much, but she wanted to see about her son. If anything happened, I'll call you, but she still would text or check on them. But you got parents that won't even check on their kids. Gone for a weekend, won't even pick up the phone or text or check and see how their children doing. Wrong answer. Those your children. Check on your kids. Check on your kids. Listen, this is for now. I'm done now. I'll have some more later. But God bless each and every one of you. Parents, train your children right. Train your children right. That's all I'm at. Train your children right. And the best thing to do is train them up in the Lord. Show them how to serve the Lord, how to serve Jesus. You may not believe in him now, but every knee gonna bow and every tongue gonna confess, whether you believe so or not. It's happening. It's gonna happen. So teach your children how to pray. Teach your children how to seek the Lord. Teach your children how to worship. If you don't know how to, learn to. God bless each and every one of you is my prayer. This Pastor Brinson for right now. We're gonna talk some more about this, but put it down in the message. Let me know what you think. Yeah, let me know what you look. You go subscribe to my YouTube page, Apostle Brinson S. Apostle Brinson S. Yeah, go on there and subscribe to my YouTube. Let's talk about this thing here. God bless each and every one of you, my prayer. I love you. Until we talk again.